Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Movie Bucket here on Screen Stealer. So if you grab your popcorn, your soft drink, and maybe even a soft pretzel, it's time to talk about another movie. Ah, yeah, lovely. I'm Brook, and oh, who could have said that? It's Tina the Talking Tummy. I can't even wear a short skirt without looking like a fat bitch. I could
You
have
know
been.
what?
We would have been here for 30
She's so
seconds.
real
So
for that.
I felt the right
Yeah,
time to jump in was Tina the Talking Tummy.
yeah.
And hi, I am River, and yo, hold my poodle. I'm ready to throw. You know what? The fact that they immediately did that when a guy hit on them for the first time, real as fuck.
That's so real.
That's so real.
Yeah. And hola, I am Eduardo, and easy white chocolate wouldn't want you to melt.
Ooh, girl.
Ooh, Terry Crews telling that to me would be the best thing in my life. I will never complain about seeing Terry Crews shirtless in anything that he ever does.
Yes. Well, for those
I
of
would
you
never
who have
complain
not,
about seeing Terry Crews, period, in any capacity.
Well, yeah.
um, for beside the point, for those of you who haven't gathered as of yet, for the next episode of River's Birthday Takeover Month, we are talking about the 2004 cult classic White Chicks, starring, including but not limited to, Shawn Wayans, Marlon Wayans, John Hurd, Busy Phillips, Jessica Cauffiel, Jennifer Carpenter, Frankie Faison, Lachlan Monroe, Eddie Velez, Jamie King, Brittany Daniel, Terry Crews, and others, among others.
Plus.
Yes.
With more, yes. That was just the names that I could list all the way down to Terry Crews, who I felt like needed to be mentioned. So,
Yeah.
River, go ahead. Let the people know why you picked this. I don't even know how to introduce it besides movie. This movie.
This very historically important piece of film and cinema history. Yes, thank you very much. I
About
shall.
that.
Um, so okay. For anyone that doesn't know, I am Brazilian, and for as funny as
No,
it
really.
seems, that is part of the reason why I chose this American movie. I just wanted to bring it up to give you the irony and because here's the thing, and the reason is when it comes to humor translation or like relatability of an American movie with Brazilian culture and Brazilian people, I cannot think of another movie other than this one. Like this is the one American movie that like is, if you ask people, like I think it might be more famous in Brazil than it is in the US. Like honestly, and more beloved.
That's for
If
sure.
not more famous, more beloved for sure. Like it would be hard for you to find someone in the street of a certain age that has not seen this movie at least once. You know what I mean? Because it was one of the movies that was on TV all the time, especially like in the afternoon when like kids and teenagers were home from school. Which I don't think kids necessarily should be watching this movie, but I was. So, you know, and Brazilian dubs are known to be of very good quality in general, but I think this movie specifically is like, in my personal opinion, is the best one. Because I watched this movie twice, and I watched it in English first to give it, a fair shot, and then I watched it in the Brazilian dub, and it's just as funny. And honestly, with translation, it's really hard to do that, especially with comedy. So yeah, and this movie is a huge part of my just life because of growing up watching it. It's something that I used to have in common with my dad because he used to love this movie as well. My whole family, honestly, I have an uncle that is very much like Terry Crews, kind of a little bit, in this film, the character. So yeah, this is just a silly, stupid, absurd movie that uh, is very much my sense of humor. It's very much Brazilian sense of humor. Uh, and yeah, I love this movie, and I wanted to hear what you talking about it as well, because I know you've all seen it, but
Yeah.
we've never really
Was getting there, yes. Was a
ever.
rewatch for all of
Yeah.
us. Mhm.
Yeah. I have watched this movie, but I've only watched it once, and it was when I was in middle school. So it's been so
Nice.
long since I've seen it that I completely forgot about most of this movie. Of course, I've seen clips here and there because it's one of those movies that you will just randomly get clips of it on Instagram or TikTok, and you'll just like reminisce on how funny it is. And so it had definitely been a while since last time I had seen this movie, and I don't have the connection that you have with it, River, where like I've watched it a million times and I've watched it dubbed and I think it's funnier dubbed. Like that's kind of how I feel about Shrek, the way that you feel about this
Mhm.
movie, right? That I'm like, oh, I've seen it a bajillion times, it was always on, and I think it's maybe even funnier in Spanish than it is in English. So I don't have that connection that you have. So it was nice to go back and kind of like see it now with adult eyes and seeing
Mhm.
like what I had missed, what I hadn't understood, and what I had forgotten, and if it still held up. It was very interesting to go back. Um, Spoiler: I don't think it held up as much as I wanted it to, but it's still good.
Okay. Oh, when you watched it the first time, do you remember if you watched it?
I watched it in English.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have seen this movie more than most people I know. I would say there is a very good chance I've seen this movie more times than River. I'll just put that out there.
Okay. Fair.
There's a very good chance I've seen this movie upwards of 30 times. I'm just going to say I could quote this movie from front to back if I absolutely had to.
Love
It
it.
wouldn't be a struggle. This is one of my sister's movies that she used to put on after school a lot. Like after we'd get home from high school, it would just be on. So I've seen this movie tons.
Mhm.
And I've always had a really soft spot for this movie. Is it perfect? No. Does it have several many problems? Yes. Is it still funny as hell? Absolutely. And that's why I'm really excited to talk about it. Because there's just so much to talk about here.
Mhm.
For starters, let's just go ahead and get the easy stuff out of the way. So this is a Wayans family production.
Mhm.
And if you know anything about the Wayans family, it's that you never know what you're going to get out of them. They are going to either throw a really good comedy at you, a really awful comedy at you, or you're going to be Marlon Wayans and somehow give one of the best dramatic performances I have ever seen in my entire life in A Requiem for a Dream. You never know. So, like, and the fact
Never
that
let
he's
them know
in
your
this
next
movie-
step. It's very that.
Truly.
truthfully. Well, I mean, he's in this movie. He's one of the main characters in this movie. So you're talking about like going from Requiem for a Dream in 2000 to this in 2004. The range on display from this man.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy. Which Requiem for a Dream, that's going to get talked about at some point.
Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for when it happens.
No,
I
you're
really
not.
thought that I was never gonna rewatch this movie, but here we go.
Didn't you pick it? Spoiler. Didn't you
Well-
pick it, Robert?
But you know,
Fault.
I'll get into it when
This is
we
a
get
hell
to it.
of
But
your
yes,
own making.
it is
anyways.
self-inflicted. Yes.
It is self-inflicted, yes.
It is.
But importantly, when we're talking about this movie, this is a really interesting group of people. For starters, because one, a lot of these people weren't really like names yet, and then the ones that were names weren't like well-regarded actors coming into this movie. Outside of Marlon Wayans having that one really, really great performance in Requiem for a Dream, no one else in this movie really had a huge like positive name behind them coming into this. Busy Phillips had a name. But she was a TV actress most prominently, especially at the time.
Can I just say also quick note, cast Busy Phillips in more things, please. I love her. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go ahead and put it out here very quickly. All three of us, I think, I'm not going to speak for Eduardo here, at least River and I will say, this is just a really fun cast of characters. That it's fun to watch them because you never really know what these batshit crazy people are about to say. And that's what makes it so much fun. Because And the really good thing about that is when a joke doesn't land, it's getting followed up 5 seconds later by a different joke which does land, right?
Mhm.
So they don't hold on the things that don't make people laugh. Like, I'll just be 100. I've never thought the hold my poodle joke was funny. Personally, for me, I've never liked that joke, right?
Mhm.
But it gets followed up with one of my favorite lines of the entire movie, which is "What a beautiful chocolate man!" Like that entire.
Yeah.
I forgot about what a beautiful chocolate man.
Yep.
And
But that
yeah,
really is
By
the
the way,
thing, because
we
like
need to-
for example, I like the hold my poodle joke, obviously.
yeah,
But what you said is very true with like even when there is a joke that doesn't work for the person that is watching, like there will be soon another joke that will work and will like it'll still make it enjoyable to watch,
Yeah.
even if not every single joke works for people.
yeah. And I think specifically for me, that's the thing that kind of kept saving this movie, because there were a bunch of jokes throughout this movie that I didn't particularly find super funny, and a lot of them were like super iconic. And I was like, oh well, I know that this joke is super like iconic and everyone talks about it, but like I didn't find it that funny. But like you said, every single moment there was always another joke that was just loaded into the gun right after, and it just they kept shooting it off. And so that to me was the thing that was kind of saving this movie, because you have a wide range of variety of comedy here, and something is bound to stick. At least one joke that is made in this movie is going to make you laugh. So yeah, it's not. I will say for sure that this is not my type of comedy that I normally go for, but there were a lot of jokes in this movie that I still found really funny and that like really stuck with me. So if you're one of those people that like normally don't encounter like this type of comedy really funny, like all of the scary movies, you don't find them funny, you might still like this, because there's a lot about this
Mhm.
movie that there is to like. Even the things that are not supposed to be funny are funny. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of my two things. I think one of the things about the comedy here is that I think there's a good mix of like written comedy, written jokes, and physical comedy,
Mhm.
right? And it's and I think because this movie is supposed to be like more extra and whatever, and more absurd, I do think they use just enough physical comedy and like stupid comedy, if you know what I mean, like obvious or like cheap comedy, quote unquote. I think they use just enough of it that it doesn't totally throw you off, and like it's not too much, because there's still enough like really smart written jokes as well, and it's
Mhm.
like it's never like physical comedy after physical comedy, and it's just like there's always a good sandwich of the two as
Yeah.
well.
Well, and that's the thing that I like about this movie when it comes to its comedy is that
Mhm.
the things that work really do work, right? Like
Mhm.
the quippiness of this movie is really great. It's one of those movies you could pull a random quote out, just for a random line in this movie, you could say it, and you could probably make the room laugh, right? For the most part. Like I could look at River and go, Martha Stewart broke or MC Hammer broke, and and you see what I mean. I didn't even say it in cadence, did not provide any context for it, but it's still funny.
Marlon Brando,
Right?
bro.
MC Hammer broke.
MC Hammer broke. No.
Yeah, like it's that kind of movie where you can just say lines from this movie and people are going to find it funny. The flip side of that though is I don't think a lot of the physical comedy lands in this movie, and it can be harder to sell some of it.
Mhm.
My least favorite scene of the entire movie is the quiche scene, or I guess the post quiche scene.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
Okay.
I don't.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I love
Toilet
it.
humor is not funny. Toilet humor
No,
is
I
not
get
funny.
it. I get it.
yeah.
It's not.
I
That's-
usually don't love it, like, but this one, I think, like, it is also for me personally. It's the fact that it's so iconic. It's just like
Mhm.
like whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
what
much
I
like
mean.
Mean Girls to me is how I feel about this movie in that
Yeah.
sense of the iconicness of it or whatever, like the nostalgia. But I usually I don't enjoy like bathroom humor like this. But this, because it's also like only used here basically, like it's not like all the time. I like it, but I understand it's not for everyone. It's not for me either.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when like I say that there will always be something that is funny to someone in this movie. Like I am also not a person that particularly finds like fart humor or poop humor like interesting in any way, shape, or form. But there's still so much about this movie that there's still to like. And I was going to bring up the fact that like I think my biggest issue with the comedy is in fact the physical comedy. Maybe it's because when I've done like theater, I was always the comic relief and I always had to do physical comedy. I always had to fall over, I always had to like pretend fall or be sick or get punched or something like that. And so there's an art form to it. And you know, I don't think we really reached the full potential of the physical comedy that we could have reached, especially with how funny the written comedy is here, how quick and how smart and how like funny it could really be. Like I don't think we reached the same levels when it comes to that physical comedy that we could have achieved, but I still found some of it still entertaining, even if it wasn't fully funny. And I appreciated that we went full force with it. We went full, like we didn't half-ass it. We didn't half-ass the physical comedy. It wasn't as funny as it could have been, no, but doing physical comedy in and of itself is hard, and so I give huge props to anyone that even attempts to do it, because like you are putting your body on the line to make someone laugh, and half of the time it's not going to work. It's a big swing, and half of the time you get yourself hurt and you scrape up your knees and no one laughs and you just have to keep going.
And you look stupid.
And you know what? That's fine.
Okay, I have a question though. Do you mean more in the sense that you like do you think it was overused, or do you think that a lot of it didn't really land?
I felt like a lot of it didn't really land for me specifically.
Okay.
Like I think for me.
But you don't think it was overused? Because that's really my question.
That's the thing, right? If it had landed, I would have been okay with how much it was used. But since it didn't land as frequently as I wanted to, most of the time I was like, well, that joke could have been cut out.
Got it. Okay.
That.
Can I just mention quickly one thing about the bathroom scene that I do? Because like the thing that I think is funny about when he's inside the toilet thing is with like the thing with the legs and whatever. I do think, however, for that scene, it could have been a little shorter. Like I think we could have had like 2 images. You know what I mean? Like 2 different poses inside with the legs or whatever. I think it was a little long. I would have been okay if it was a little shorter, and then that's fine. But one part that I think is fucking hilarious is when they're on the way to the bathroom and they're getting in. He's like, "Move,
bitch!" Yeah,
that is so funny. Like truly,
I will say that, and I also think the only other time where I think physical comedy really worked was when he is trying on the outfit and they're like, "Suck it in." And like they're
and then the butt pumping and breaking the fucking mirror. Oh my God.
Okay, can we just say the entirety of the shopping sequence in this movie?
So funny.
Peak. Some of
incredible.
the funny.
Iconic.
I'm sorry. I know I already did the Tina the talking tummy bit, but that entire line of dialogue is, "You look sexy. Are you kidding? Oh, look at me. I'm Sally. Look at my donkey. Oh, look at that. It's back, Betty." Like,
and it's the way that it builds too.
Yeah.
Like it's just so, and then the editing is perfect because then it cuts to like the other scene. It goes from one dressing room to the other.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
No, but then it ends with my favorite line, one of my favorite lines of the entire movie of "I can't even wear a short skirt without looking like a fat pig," which I find so fucking hysterical because it's real. There are people that actually act like that when they're getting trying to
I've been there. When I was at my worst with my physical body, I was like, I am a fat pig, and like I felt like I was her in the changing room. I think we've all been there.
Yeah. I think it's really funny too when what's her name? The wife. Anyway, when Marcus's wife, I forgot her name. Gina.
Yeah.
Gina. when they're on the phone and then he puts the phone down and it's just like the person helping him put on the shirt and all of that, and it sounds like they're that is so fucking funny. That is so funny. And then when the outfit breaks as well, like that physical comedy I think is one of my favorites particularly.
But yeah, but it's
like the button breaks the mirror and then like everything starts to like, and then they're like
maybe just a dress.
Maybe
just
yeah.
Yes.
But like there are a couple of moments of physical comedy that work for me. One of my moments in this movie that I really like personally is after Latrell and Russ.
Okay.
And Russ is in the wheelchair the next day. Like that works. That's great.
And then the looks where it's just like when he's basically like
fell.
Right.
No, I would
and I
love
love
to
that the two men that were willing to drug other people ended up drug themselves and fucking each other. Love it. Incredible. I love it.
Amazing.
Also, one of my favorites is Latrell getting drugged up and the dancing with the
that was great.
What's the name with the
whistle?
The whistle, yes. Oh my god. So it's so funny. It's so good.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
great.
I was going to say I was going to hold off onto it, but I was going to say I think the biggest and funniest parts of this movie are all Latrell, in my opinion. I think Latrell is the most funny character because it's the juxtaposition of having a very masculine, physically super buff man be so into this like cutesy things and cutesy like women and be so into like just white people, not even women, just white people. And it's become iconic to like the Vanessa stocks of 1,000 Miles just went up just because of Terry Crews, and
literally
that scene has become iconic and it's incredibly funny. I think it's really, really funny to just have Terry Crews just live his best life, just to me. Yeah, because it's that thing of, as I said, the juxtaposition of having this very masculine, very handsome, attractive man that's very buff to singing 1,000 Miles.
And the reaction too, like, because when he reacts, the Tiffany is like,
yes,
thinking that he's gonna react negatively, and then he's like, I love this song.
No, I love this song.
I love
Okay, but can we also add in on top of this too? This is pretty much the reason Terry Crews even really has a career, because coming into this, he had done Friday After Next before this, but even then he wasn't really getting a ton of like bigger roles after that. Did he get any?
Friday After Next was not really good, so.
Well, yeah,
that's not getting into that discourse today. But.
And I say that as a Friday fan, but that, anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on.
He had done Friday After Next, and he hadn't really got a ton of things after that. And then he gets this role in White Chicks. Then he gets that role in Longest Yard because of this role in White Chicks, because Adam Sandler saw it, thought he was great, and asked him if he wanted to do Longest Yard. At this point, he has just been cast on Everybody Hates Chris, and then suddenly... there you go, and suddenly Terry Crews is getting a ton of recognition and becoming a successful actor. And then you have that. You go into like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine era for him. Still hosting America's Got Talent to this day. He did the Expendables movies. Like he had a lot going on for him that maybe people don't even really know about that had happened because of this role. So I'm betting you Terry Crews
the breakout moment
for White Chicks. Yeah, this was his breakout role.
And also the fact that he was on Everybody Hates Chris right after that, and Everybody Hates Chris is like probably the biggest American show that Brazilians love as well. It's like the love is it's Terry Crews. You know what I mean? Like Brazilians love Terry Crews, period, because of those two things, and they happen like around the same time, right? It was up on our TVs as well at the same time. So yeah, I love him to this day. Like I just can't. I'm not like into the whole celebrity culture in the Stan way or whatever, and like, but out of the celebrities that I enjoy, he's one of the people that I really like.
Yeah.
I love Terry Crews.
Well, half of the time Terry Crews is just playing himself, and that's what makes it great. You just kind
And
of
we love it. And I love it.
yeah,
And I
that's
love it.
what
And I want more.
That's
yes,
what I
exactly.
mean. Like that's what makes it great, because half of the time it's just Terry Crews playing
It
Terry
works.
Crews, and he's doing a great job. And I think that's what makes people fall in love with him in every role that he does, because you can tell his personality outside of the show, that it just matches whatever he's doing, and he's just having fun. He's just living his best life. And who doesn't love to see like just an actor just do some silly shit on screen, right? If you're gonna do a comedy, might as well enjoy it. And when an actor doesn't enjoy comedy, you can tell, and it really ruins the experience. And when actor loves what they're doing, you can tell, and it absolutely adds to the experience. And Terry always loves what he's doing, I think.
And one thing that I can, I think we can wrap up on Terry Crews and move on. But I wanted to say, he seems like a person that is like so professional and hardworking and all of that, but also doesn't take himself like too seriously, where he's just like, you know what I mean? Like he's just, you can tell that he's having a good time.
Yeah.
And when he's doing anything, at least when he's in public, right? Because we all have our moments, but it's just, it's magnetic. It's just, I don't know what to say. It's not just a good looking, you know what I mean? It's more than that.
Yeah.
Just that helps. Not gonna lie.
Absolutely. It does.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, to go back a little bit, just to talk about one of my favorite jokes of when they're arriving at the hotel, like when they're first become the girls. Because I do love Hold My Poodle and Kiss My Black Ass. But another one that I really love is when they're inside at the party meeting everyone. And they're like beefing with the girls, and they're like, oh, so you want to talk about mothers? So you want to talk about mothers? And then the breast milk joke is just fucking peak. Like to me, that's one of the best jokes.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
my favorite line in that entire thing is she goes to Barney's rooftop deck for lunch, and orders a niçoise salad, but pronounces it a Nicoy salad. Like, because it's so terrible.
Specific.
But, yeah, no, but no, it's just
they tried it.
Nicoy salad has become such an inside joke with me and my family, and like. No, but that's the thing. This is one of those movies. It's just got that energy about it, and it has a lot of really good things going for it in that department. But I feel like we talked about the comedy quite a bit. I feel like it might be a good time to steer a little bit more towards the other end, which is plot-wise, it's not the best, and I think we can all recognize that. But that's okay.
But is it supposed to be?
You don't watch this movie for the plot. Yeah. That's not what you're doing here. You're watching for the comedy of it all. And there is a thin amount of plot that interlines everything together, kind of sometimes.
Yeah. To me, the most prominent thing about the plot, I think, is poking fun at white rich people culture. That's the main thing, right? And the main investigation is about a rich person that is corrupt. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's that's the point. Even one thing that I noticed only this time, I've seen this movie so many times, and I never noticed when they do the benefit thing where they're auctioning people, whatever. The banner on top says "Snob Southampton Nuclear Opposition Benefit." What the fuck? Like what? Anyway, that was the first time I saw that. I just wanted to bring it up. But anyway, here's the thing. I'm not going to disagree with you about the plot, but what I will say is it doesn't matter to me because that's not why I'm watching this movie. But yes, you know what I mean? Yes. One other thing, one joke that I really love is when they steal the bag and like they're like running after the bag and they're like, it's not just a bag, it's Prada. So like I love that. That's one that like lives in my head rent free. And when we were talking, Eduardo, I brought this up. One thing that I don't know if maybe I blocked it out or it was a while since I've seen this movie for the last time. I kind of forgot that that scene when they're singing in the car and like the girls don't know the lyrics to 1,000 Miles And then when they changed the radio station to a rap song, they sing the N-word, and then Karen's like, what did you can't say that. And then they're like, it's okay, there's no one around. And then all the white girls just start singing the N-word. I'm just like, I totally forgot that wasn't. I forgot about that.
Well, and also,
that's crazy.
I don't think you can make a movie with a joke like that in it in 2026. Like, for a movie that came out in 2004, that is a joke that works. You could not make.
But it was like it's a movie that is like written and made by Black people. So I'm like, here's the thing. I'm not necessarily the person to say if it's correct or not or whatever. I think it's funny. I think because of what they're trying to say and what they're doing with this movie. I'm not gonna say that necessarily that nothing is problematic, but I'm saying that I understand why they made the joke. They wrote these jokes. Especially for the time and everything like that. Not that I'm saying that is right or I agree or anything, but like I understand what they were trying to do. I get it, right? The intention, at least.
Yeah.
I will say though, a lot works for me, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But because this movie is so absurd and it doesn't at any point try not to be, it's kind of like I get that it's not for everyone, and similar to like a John Waters movie, you know what I mean? Like it's just if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also really grew up loving Scary Movie as well, so it's just like, yeah.
As I said, I found myself like having difficulty with half of the jokes here and half of the jokes still also in Scary Movie. It's the same thing. I am the youngest one here, so I grew up in a difficult time, like different time when it comes to comedy. So I grew up when like half of the jokes in like things like this or in Scary Movie are just not appropriate anymore. So, that definitely has affected the way that I view like the comedy of the Wayne brothers and stuff like that. But I still found something interesting here. I will say my biggest issue when it comes to plot here is all of the Gina scenes. I felt like I did not care for anything that had to do with Gina, and all of the like cheating scandal of like, oh my god, you're cheating on me. I never found any of those scenes funny particularly. I felt like those were like really like I didn't feel like they added much to it, or at least they didn't add any sort of enjoyment to me when it came to watching this actual film. So that to me had to be the biggest thing that I was like, I don't think this movie needed that specifically.
Yeah, can I just to go off of that very quickly, because it's something that I've wanted to I had a thought. It was very important and it correlated perfectly and it just poofed out of existence. Oh god.
You'll find it. We'll find it.
We'll find it. Okay. Something that I wanted to mention about this movie, that if I get the thought, I'll bring back to the thought, I promise. But something else I wanted to bring up while I was thinking about it. I do appreciate the fact that Latrell is good casual pansexual representation.
Yeah. He doesn't care who he's
very
fucking.
Nonchalant, very
he doesn't care who he's fucking. He only cares that they're white. That's all.
That scene is so funny in like towards the end when it like the unmasking and he's like so shocked and he's like when like he's really upset that it was a black person and not that it wasn't a woman.
You're not white. You deceive me.
So
insert funny. Pejorative term that no one here can say. But like
well, exactly.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where Terry, I don't know who could do that scene better than Terry Crews. Like Terry Crews has this certain
perfectly cast
when he's acting like incredulous that is so funny. And if you want more evidence of it, go watch him on Brooklyn Nine-Nine when he's reacting to the antics of everyone else in the squad. He has this voice a lot. God, I love Terry Crews. But casual good pansexual representation in 2004.
Yeah,
we love to see it.
From a buff man, yeah, love it.
Canonically
buff
black
like
pansexual.
From a person of color as well. Let's add that in here too, because that's really important to see at the time. And again, Was that really the intention?
character that he
I don't
plays in
know.
Friday
Quite
After
frankly,
Next.
I don't care.
I think
But
the character from Friday After Next is also, I think is gay? Question mark. There is something. I remember casual flirting with other men at least. But
That
yes.
is very possible.
Yeah. One of the there are a few like play on words and like references that are made, jokes that are made with that I think are really funny. And two of my favorites are Marcus referring to Latrell as Buffy the White Girl Slayer. Like that is so funny. And I'm going to say this quote. I wouldn't say this. It was a black man saying it to another black man. That's why it works. But Marcus calling Kevin Blackie Shawn. that to me was funny.
That was funny. Crazy.
That was funny because he was like, "Oh, I want to be where the action is on the street, whatever." Like, anyway.
See, my favorite joke,
down.
my favorite part about the comedy in this movie is just how much it roasts rich white people culture, because oh dear, the amount of like, Lord. Okay, again, I know I brought it up earlier, but the Martha Stewart broke or MC Hammer broke line is so damn funny. But like, we also get to see like the dance battle in the club, and just because these girls are rich, they think they can take over this entire dance floor, and they do, by the way.
Yeah.
Also,
but I love the
neither
dance
one
battle
of them
scene.
did,
It's
like,
so good.
but both of those routines were chops. I'm sorry, they were chops.
Yes. but it's iconic in the Hilary Duff with love kind of sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, I vary that.
Lord.
But no,
I love it. It's one of my favorites. The club scenes, everything. The club scenes in general, love.
But also, I'm gonna write a letter as like the OG Karenisms of the world before being a Karen was really a thing in pop culture. Like, I'm just gonna say the Wayans were kind of a little bit ahead of the curve with some of this commentary in this movie. Was, again, how much of it was intentional, I don't know. But dear Lord, is it funny? And a lot of it still lands today. And it's good to see that it's still landing. My big problem is outside of the comedy, I don't really care for most of this movie. I think that's the big thing for me. Plot wise, nothing burger. And that's fine. It doesn't need to be, because the comedy carries it. It's a Clue, right? Clue is the same way. The comedy is so funny that you don't care about anything else that's going on. It's just that girl, right? Yeah. It's not as funny as Clue.
It's there because it needs to be, and it's there to like the plot. It's because some movies are the comedy supports the plot, and the plot is just there for the comedy to be able to exist. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
So there's that. But then also, I really struggle to like any of the romantic interests in this movie other than Terry Crews, because Denise is just really boring. Gina is annoying, but like that's kind of the whole point of the character, so I can't be too mad at her. I love Gina's friend. Gina's friend that is like egging her on and like being the devil on her shoulder. He's like, he's cheating on you. Like that she's great. Love her. But but Gina and Denise are just both kind of not really have much going on for them. They're kind of just written to be in this movie. Like, is it wrong that I kind of want...
they can move the plot, the plot that does exist, the investigation part, whatever. Because that is my least favorite part, is specifically the Kevin Denise storyline. But it does has its purpose, is what I'm saying, right? To advance at least a little bit of the plot of the investigation, and he needed to find the information somehow. And it was an opportunity for more jokes, right? The one thing that I do love about that is when he gets dragged off by the dog. I do love that. When they're like in the house, in the like Latrell's house, and then the dog just drags him by the ass. Love it.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
That specific part I do like.
Yeah.
But I do agree. The romance, like, it's kind of similar to how I feel about the plot. Like, the romance is just there so they can make comedy about the romantic partners and like the whatever, to have something to joke about in that way, I think.
Yeah, but for me, as I said before, my biggest issue was Gina. I felt like Gina was the least funny out of all of the romantic like people that we could have had, romantic leads, I guess. But yeah, I had an issue with both Denise and Gina as well. Like all of the scenes where like romance were supposed to happen or we were dealing with a possible romantic partner, I just never found myself having like that much fun. Like, and even then I felt like you say that it was necessary for the plot. Even I personally don't think it was that necessary. Like I don't think
Right, it didn't
like,
need to be as prevalent.
yeah, that, and so it just doesn't, like the amount of time that we spent with Denise and with the pretending that we are Latrell and that we have Latrell's money, like it was way more than I remembered it was, and like none of it to me was funny, which was my biggest issue with it. So
That
as
is
I said,
that I agree. It is also like that's my biggest problem, my least favorite part. Yes.
yeah, just
I still like that. The thing is different. That the where we differ is that I acknowledge that, and yes, but it still does to me. For me, it doesn't take away from the movie, but it's very valid that it would take away from the movie for you. Like
that is fair.
Yeah, I will agree that it does take away from the movie for me because it is part of the movie, but at the same time, I feel like it being good would have boosted the movie more than it takes away by being mid at the absolute best.
Or being shorter,
It just not being there. We didn't need two romance subplot. Like literally, this entire movie was like Kevin making Marcus be distracted from his wife because of this work, because they keep on pulling him into these crazy plots and crazy conspiracies. That could work, and we don't need Kevin to try to find Denise, who again is just really a nothing character in this movie. And I honestly think the only reason she's in this movie is to expose Vandergeld at the end of the movie. Like that literally feels like that's the only reason she's the plot device more than anything
because
else.
it could have been someone else, right? Like why was it a reporter or whatever? Like it could have been someone that they met at because one of the people that gives them information is Karen, right? When she's throwing up, whatever. Which I love Karen, by the way. Like I love Karen in this movie, love her. My favorite out of the friends, she's my favorite. Their outfits as well, I just want to quickly mention, love it, from the the little trio of friends and the other girls, like the other sisters, the Vandergeld sisters. Oh, and I really do love that they do for the runway show, they do like the Bjork swan dress. Like I think that's funny. I like that.
That was iconic at the time. That swan dress. That was like very, very iconic at the time. But yeah, there is a lot of effort that could have been put into making these romances more important, and it just wasn't there. But I don't really care that much because it's funny enough that it doesn't matter to me. The romances are not funny. Like they're just here and they kind of pull away from everything. But by the time you get done with that, it's just, we're going back to, what are you going to do when you run out of jokes? I know what I'll do. Like, it's the same, like they walk in the club first, bam. Like that's just what they do. They bring in more jokes. And then when they run out of jokes, they bring in more jokes. And that's just kind of how this movie goes. It just keeps working and it keeps flowing and moving forward. And by the time you're done, you're like, this is funny. This is just a really fun time. It's not demanding much of you, and I appreciate that as someone who cannot always be demanded of a lot when watching a movie.
See, the thing for me with this movie is, like, yes, I do have my history with it, whatever, but this is not specific to this movie, but like sometimes I just want to have a good time. I really don't like, I just want it to be stupid and non-important in a way, and just like fucking dumb, silly, goofy, all of that. And this does that for me. And the thing for me, personally, is that no matter how many times I watch this, it's always funny. Because some stuff, like when you watch it too many times, it kind of loses its spark or whatever. If it's funny or if it makes you cry or whatever emotion it is, right? Whatever it is. Some stuff will lose the spark after too many rewatches. This, to me personally, does not. It really holds up.
That's fair. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just need one of those a stupid movie to watch. Sometimes you just need something that's just turn off your brain and you just put it on in the background and you kind of pay attention to it. You kind of don't. You just want something to fill your brain with sound and like something stupid. And this movie is perfect for that. This movie does not need your full attention for you to enjoy it. And sometimes the movies like that need to exist because, you know, without them, we would just have very serious, very dark movies, and so having stuff like this is important to have. It's important for comedy, for you know, just for the culture. The culture, you just sometimes need stupid shit to watch, and you know, this movie absolutely is that, and it has become an icon in pop culture, even like to this day, not only in queer media for us, but also like outside of it. And yeah, you have to give it its props for that at the very least, right?
Yeah, I would also like to add in very quickly, because we haven't really talked about them. The actual Brittany and Tiffany are also incredibly funny.
They're funny. Yes.
And because
I'm gonna have a BF.
Yeah, she's gonna have a bitch fit. No, but one of my favorite moments in the entire movie is when they realize that they're on the page 6 of the Hamptons magazine.
And they're like excited, like, oh my god,
yeah. And then we weren't in the Hamptons.
We've been closed.
Oh no, we've been closed.
And then like the simultaneous turn and like the pose, it's the zoom in. It's so.
Okay, you all get the joke, right? You all get that joke, like where that joke comes from. It was a Mary-Kate and Ashley dig because after they finished Full House, they were doing these like standalone like TV special things, and that was a trope of them, was that they would do synchronized head turn statements to the camera. So they were doing a Mary-Kate and Ashley bird, which, you know, if you're gonna do one, this is the way to do it. I respect it. Good job, Peak.
And also the fact that like, I know it's supposed to be like absurd, and we're supposed to like, it's not supposed to be believable necessarily, right? The makeovers, I mean, the fake girls, the fake chicks. But when the girls first meet them and they're like, oh my god, there's something different, like, are you taller? And they say, oh, we had knee surgery, and they believe it. And I think that joke to me is so funny because it's like, to me the joke is rich people have so much plastic surgery and so much surgery that it is somewhat believable that they would just pass as the girls, because they're like, oh something that, oh, you did your lips, right? Because they have bigger lips, you know what I mean? Like, of course not to this level, but to some level in reality, right? I think it is very that, like, some people sometimes do get almost irrecognizable, you know. At least nowadays. I don't remember exactly. Like in 2004, I think, like, for celebrities at least, it was like already a thing, but it wasn't like a thing for other people, right? Outside of like very rich, because it wasn't as accessible. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's for sure. That's for sure.
But, of course, it's not really believable, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think that's why, to me, it's funny. It's not like the critique on plastic surgery. To me, that's not the thing that makes it funny. For me, the thing that makes it funny is that it's so obvious that they don't pass, that the fact that everyone is so stupid that they're like, oh yeah, they're girls.
They're so self-centered that they don't even pay attention to what other people really look like. They're just like, it doesn't really...
As I said, for me, it's not they're self-centered it's the critique on plastic surgery. To me, it's just the stupidness of like, there's no physical way that you would actually believe this, and that's what makes it funny. You know, it's not the critique on anything. It's not too deep. It's not actually that deep. Like, you can take it that deep, but to me specifically, the reason why I like it, it's because it's just stupid. No one would actually believe this.
Absurd. Yeah.
It's absurd, and that's what makes it funny. But I do like that you found a way to make it like have a deeper meaning,
you know
and to have a critique of like the humanity, and like I think it's insane that you went that way, but it's technically accurate, and you know what, I respect the hell out of that, because to me it was just like, oh yeah, it's stupid because very clearly this is very obvious makeup, and you were like, wait, it's a critique on the
Imagine what my inside of my head is like. That's all.
you must be tired
Insufferable.
24/7.
Yes, correct.
But yeah, I do like that you found all of that meaning on something that to me was just like, oh yeah, this is so stupid.
If it's intentional or not doesn't really matter, right? Like I think
that's one of the things
what I say
that
is like it is possible that is something, you know.
Yeah, this is one of the things that they teach you in art school, that once the art leaves your hands, it no longer is yours. It's the person that is viewing, like it belongs to the person that is viewing it, and whatever the person that is viewing it says has meaning in your art. That's what it means.
Because that's the filter, right? Like the whatever goes on between the art and the person consuming, like that is the person's filter that is consuming that art, and so therefore it will always change somehow in some way.
And you can never say that person is wrong because that person just got that out of your art, and so yeah.
To a certain degree, right? There's also like respectfully.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, yes.
In theory, no. In theory, like it no longer belongs to you, and it doesn't matter. Sure. In theory, but that is what I was taught. Everyone else has different teachings and different teachers, so I'm not the police when it comes to art and
not the art
critique. I'm not art police. I'm not the critique police. It's just my opinion.
You're not the art police?
I wish I was. I wish I could be the art police, but I can't.
Art.
Did somebody mention art?
Yes. I don't really have much more to add. I think this is one of those movies that it's kind of cut and dry, really, how you feel about it. Like once you, it just, my thing is, depending on how much you can lose the rest of the film in the jokes will basically determine your score. If you don't find it that funny, you're probably not going to like this movie. If you find it really funny, you're probably going to like this movie. And that's just kind of where it ends up washing out by the end.
What I will say to finish off is, as much as I love this movie, I understand anyone watching this movie for the first time in 2026 not liking it. That makes sense to me. I get it, right? However, that is not my experience. We'll get into it. Anyway.
Once we get to the scores, you will see.
But yeah. But I think I don't know if like for both of you, I think it does make sense why I chose this movie with knowing me a little, you know. So yeah, this is like I mentioned in the beginning. It's very similar to like comedy skits that I would also watch in like Brazilian TV, because a lot of those kind of SNL in I say SNL like equivalent or like, you know, shows that have like comedy skits or whatever and stuff like that had a lot of drag actually. And so it was very, because this is in a way as well, like it's drag because they're, you know, in a way. But yeah, it's just American version of something that I grew up watching in our Brazilian open TV, you know what I mean? So close to home, and yeah.
That's fair.
It is wonderful. Like I think when I saved it from Oblivion, I said it's one of my favorite comedies. And if I didn't say that, I'm saying it now. It is. This is one of my favorite like comedy movies, personally, of all time.
Yeah.
But
by the way, if you don't understand why saving from Oblivion means, just go to our Letterboxd. We are doing a thing that we do every single day where we save a movie from Oblivion. That is what we're doing. So that's what
we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it at some point. We just haven't.
At some point, we will.
We're ready to discuss. That's just where we're at. So, with all of that being said, does anyone have anything else they would like to add before we get to scores? All right, let's go with scores. Traditionally, we start with the picker, but since Eduardo and I's scores are both the same, it might just be easier to get our scores out of the way.
Yeah.
So I'll just say for me, and I'll let you do the actual number in a second. For me, the reason I gave the score that I did was that yes, this movie is really funny, and yes, I do enjoy watching it. But there are problems. There are whole parts of this film that I just don't really connect with. That pull me out of the fun romp that this movie could have been without these side stories.
Mhm.
But it does get a bonus half point for me, specifically for Terry Crews, because God, I love Terry Crews in this. I love Terry Crews, period, but I love Terry Crews in this movie specifically. So special half point for Terry Crews as well.
Yeah, I have to agree with everything that Brooke has already said. You know, there's a lot about this movie that I do enjoy, but as I said, I grew up in a time where my comedy is a little bit different than like the one that both you, Brooke, and you, River, have not only grown up with, but also like it's just a little different. So for me, some of the comedy here just didn't hit as hard as I would have liked it to. And as we talked about, the romantic scenes add nothing to me. But I agree with Brooke. Half of the star just goes to Terry Crews. Just I will always love Terry Crews, and the fact that I got to see Terry Crews oiled up, shirtless in this movie, damn, I will forever be grateful because Terry Crews, if you ever are willing to have sexual interactions with a Mexican drink that is 23 years old, I am right here. Please and thank you.
This is your audition.
That is a beautiful man. That is a gorgeous
is
man.
Such a hot man. I need him biblically. I need to fall down the stairs as well. Put me in a wheelchair, Terry Crews, please and thank you. And
Oh
with
my
that being
God.
said, I will give this score a 3.5 out of 5.
As will I.
Oh my God.
Need
Okay.
him biblically. Oh my God.
I don't even know what to say after that.
Do you also need Terry Crews biblically? Let us know in the
Good.
comments down below.
I will
Let us know in the
admire
comments
from
down below.
afar.
Do you need Terry Crews biblically? Let us know in the comments down below.
River doesn't really need anyone biblically. I think that is also a thing.
Not really.
Not many people.
No. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. What I need is pets. I need animals in my house. That's what I need. That's the only thing missing from my life, and that's my next step. Anyway. So without going into it again, like I love this movie so much. It's one of my favorites. Is it perfect unbiasedly? No. But I'm being biased. I don't care. Many movies that I love and give perfect scores, 5 stars, are not perfect technically, but I love them nonetheless. It has problems. I still love it. It's a 5 stars. 5 stars. Period.
I respect that.
Yay!
Yay.
Love it.
Yeah, so let us know down below. What do you think about White Chicks? Do you think this movie is great? You think this movie's terrible? Where are you at? Because it is really interesting to see where it's at reputationally today, over 20 years after it came out originally.
Mm-hmm.
So, now that we have talked about White Chicks, we are running towards the end of July, which means River has but one selection left for this month. And fun fact, because River decided to do so, we have had a last-minute script change, ladies and gents, and non-binary
Switch your
pals.
movie, switch it around.
Yeah.
River, literally, I don't know when you changed it, but I didn't realize it had changed until we got on to record this video today.
Yeah.
I think it was last week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, River, let the people know. What are we watching next week?
So next week, I decided to go. I changed it because I thought this movie is going to be more interesting for us to talk about here on the podcast. That's why I changed it. And I decided to go with this movie because the main reason why I love this movie is I support women's rights and wrongs. And this movie is about women's rights and wrongs. You know what I mean? I just kind of similar to White Chicks. Like, is the movie perfect? Is the movie totally unproblematic? No, but I love it. It's such a good time. It's so stupid. It's so fun. So next week we are watching John Tucker Must Die. I fucking love this movie so much.
Oh God!
As I said in the beginning, before I changed this last one, that my selection is very much me, this is still very much me. Very representative of who I am as a person.
Yeah, I cannot wait for next week because it gives me an excuse to rant about someone I've wanted to rant about on this podcast for a long time. So
I don't know if that's a positive or negative rant, but I am excited.
Oh, I'm just going to tell you right now. Look at the cast. You will know who it is immediately. You will know who it is.
Okay, I know the main cast, but is it someone from the main cast?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
If you know anything about this person, you will know who it is the second you see this cast. If you look at it, you will know. You'll know. Beside the point, I feel like Eduardo will know if you see the cast.
I'm excited to know. Well, I don't know, and I'm excited to find out.
There was one person that I saw in this casted list, and I was like, huh, maybe that's the one, but we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after. But after we do John Tucker Must Die next week, we are moving into August, which is a completely different theme change. And I'll just say this. There is a special time in a lot of places that correlates to August in most... does it correlate to August for you too, River? Is it the same for you as well?
What?
We can't say it because then it's a dead giveaway.
We can't say the theme.
We can't say you know the theme for August.
I know we can't say the thing. I don't know exactly what you're asking is the thing. So I'm going to.
We had talked about it. It does. We had talked about it. I will answer for River. It does. It does.
It does. Okay, great. That correlates specifically to August. What is it?
Oh right. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Yes. So what is it? You'll find out the week after. But I will say it will start with an Eduardo choice. Of a movie that I cannot believe it's taken us this long to cover a film from the studio. I'm kind of gagged.
It is crazy. So it's finally happening.
Given the three people that are here doing this, yeah.
It's a gag. Yeah. Well, let us know down below what movie do you think that is. We'll find out. But until next time, everybody, thank you for joining us talking about White Chicks today. But we have unfortunately ran out of popcorn, drank our entire soda, and nobody ever gets more than one soft pretzel. So we'll see you next time to talk about John Tucker Must Die. God, I was ready for that. To talk about John Tucker Must Die. But thank you for joining us, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.